extraordinary responsibility that was on our shoulders to carry out the mission correctly as the second human to set foot on the Moon during the historic Apollo 11 mission. Buzz Aldrin's silence about his lunar experience has long intrigued the world. However, recent admissions by Aldrin have ignited a storm of speculation and curiosity. What did Aldrin witness on the lunar surface, and how could this change our approach to lunar exploration? Join us as we delve into Buzz Aldrin's revelations and explore the implications of his long-awaited confessions. The Moon was the last big goal in the space race between the USA and the Soviet Union. It started when the Soviets launched Sputnik 1, the first artificial satellite into space around Earth, on October 4, 1957. This surprised the United States and made them worried about Soviet technology being better, so the United States started doing more space exploration through NASA. Then the Soviets did it again by sending Yuri Gagarin into space on April 12, 1961, in Vostok 1. Gagarin became the first person to circle Earth in space. In response, U.S. President John F. Kennedy said they would land an American astronaut on the Moon and bring them back safely before the end of the 1960s. This started the Apollo program. The big moment of this race was the successful Apollo 11 mission. On July 20, 1969, American astronauts Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin became the first people to walk on the Moon's surface. Studying the Moon is important not just for politics but also for understanding how planets form and change in our solar system. It helps scientists learn about Earth's history too. Plus, the Moon could be a starting point for future missions to explore the rest of space. Culturally, it has fascinated people for ages, inspiring stories, myths, and art. Renowned astronaut Buzz Aldrin recently shared his insights about the mysterious side of the Moon based on his experiences during the Apollo 11 mission. Aldrin, one of the first humans to land on the Moon in 1969, provided unique perspectives on its unexplored region, highlighting the challenges and wonders of lunar exploration. His account offers a first-hand look at the captivating landscapes and geological features of this untamed lunar territory. Born as Edwin Eugene Aldrin Jr. on January 20, 1930, Buzz Aldrin is widely recognized for his roles as an astronaut, engineer, and fighter pilot. His notable achievements include conducting 3 spacewalks during the Gemini 12 mission in 1966 and serving as the Lunar Module Eagle pilot during the historic Apollo 11 mission, where he became the second person to walk on the Moon. Aldrin's academic journey began with excellence at the United States Military Academy at West Point, where he graduated third in his class of 1951 with a degree in mechanical engineering. He then served as a jet fighter pilot in the United States Air Force during the Korean War, completing 66 combat missions and earning recognition for downing 2 MiG-15 aircraft. Aldrin's academic pursuits continued as he obtained a Doctor of Science degree in astronautics from MIT, becoming the first astronaut with a doctoral degree. However, it was his role as a NASA astronaut that solidified his place in history, earning him the nickname Buzz. This iconic name has even inspired fictional characters like Buzz Lightyear from the Toy Story franchise. After an esteemed career at NASA, Aldrin became commandant at the U.S. Air Force Test Pilot School until he retired in 1972 after 21 years of service. He's been a strong advocate for space exploration, especially for a human mission to Mars. Aldrin also created the Aldrin Cycler, a space route that makes traveling to Mars more efficient in terms of time and fuel. His significant contributions to space exploration earned him honors like the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 1969. However, his success didn't come easily. Initially rejected due to lacking test pilot experience, Aldrin reapplied when NASA changed their criteria requiring either test pilot experience or 1,000 hours of jet aircraft flying time. With over 2,500 flying hours, including 2,200 in jets, Aldrin exceeded the qualifications and was selected as one of NASA's Astronaut Group 3 members in October 1963. Aldrin's role in the Gemini program solidified his importance in space exploration. Initially a backup crew member for Gemini 10, he and Jim Lovell were promoted to the prime crew after the tragic deaths of the original crew in an air crash. This unexpected change thrust Aldrin into a leadership role, leading to his significant contributions to space missions. During Gemini 12, launched on November 11, 1966, Aldrin achieved various milestones including successful rendezvous, docked maneuvers, and multiple EVAs, setting records and contributing significantly to scientific goals. This paved the way for his role as lunar module pilot in the Apollo 11 mission, marking a milestone in American space exploration. On July 16, 1969, about 1 million people watched the big launch of Apollo 11 from different spots near Cape Canaveral, Florida. It was shown live on TV in 33 countries and about 25 million Americans tuned in, making it a huge moment in space exploration history. Apollo 11 took off at 13:32 Coordinated Universal Time from Launch Complex 39 at Kennedy Space Center, going into Earth's orbit 12 minutes later. Then it started heading towards the Moon after circling Earth 1.5 times using its SIVB third-stage engine. By July 19, Apollo 11 got behind the Moon and fired its engine to get into lunar orbit. During about 30 orbits the crew saw where they were going to land in the Southern Sea of Tranquility. On the next day Aldrin and Armstrong got into the lunar module called Eagle and prepared to land on the Moon. At 17:44 the Eagle separated from Columbia, the main part of Apollo 11. Aldrin gave important navigation data to Armstrong as they descended to the Moon's surface. During the landing the lunar module's computer had some problems, so Armstrong had to land manually with very little fuel left. They landed on July 20. Aldrin, who was also a Presbyterian elder, had a religious ceremony on the Moon, which was a first in space exploration. After that they prepared for a spacewalk and Aldrin stepped onto the Moon on July 21, 19 minutes after Armstrong, making them the first people to walk on the Moon. They set up the lunar flag assembly, did experiments, and talked to President Nixon before leaving. They also did checks and set up scientific tools like a seismometer and a laser reflector. As Armstrong explored a nearby crater, Aldrin started taking a sample from the Moon's surface. They carefully lifted lunar material and film boxes to the hatch using a pulley. After transferring everything to the lunar module's life support system, they got rid of unnecessary equipment, closed the hatch, and rested. Then they took off in Eagle's ascent stage to meet up with Collins aboard Columbia in lunar orbit. Once they met, they left the ascent stage in lunar orbit and Columbia began heading back to Earth. They splashed down in the Pacific Ocean east of Wake Island on July 24 after a total mission time of 195 hours, 18 minutes, and 35 seconds.